Yeah, cozy everybody, because today we'll be playing a game called Paranoia Zanatorium. Let's start. This work contains violent, grotesque imagery. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. That was fast. Let me just... Text speed. Yeah. Okay. Put it here. Maybe let's put it here. Something kinda... Yeah. That's it. Where is this? Oof. Gosh. Wait, what do I press? The enter button? Okay. I can barely see a thing. Rubble is all around, and there's a distinct smell of smoke in the air. In front of me is a girl covered in blood, wearing tattered clothes. Her hand is being held by mine. She has a face, but it's too dark to see it clearly. The girl is desperately trying to tell me something. What you say? However, noise seems to be masking the voice. I can't make out what she's saying. I desperately try to listen in order to figure out what she's saying. Big brother. I heard something, but it doesn't sound like something from this world. Oh. The world changes and I find myself somewhere else. Big brother, are you okay? You were moaning in your sleep. We'll be at the hospital soon. I still feel groggy from my unpleasant dream, but I manage to squeak out an answer. I then get a bottle of water, using it for my parched throat. My name is Louis Genzaki. Is it Louis? Nah, it's Louis. I'm on leave from the university, and I'm currently going to the Kamikawa Sanatorium by bus. The sanatorium, located in the mountains and surrounded by nature, is a mental institution. I never thought I would end up in a mental institution. I have unfortunately contracted the Spirea, I think that's how it's pronounced. No, I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced, virus. A blood-borne virus typically transmitted via mosquitoes. Symptoms of Spirea include hallucinations, delusions, and memory impairment. There is no certain cure. The only known treatment is to wait for the afflicted to heal on their own in a stress-free environment. Furthermore, I have been experiencing a variety of unpleasant hallucinations. I have seen bizarre creatures, and the shinai I used for kendo appeared to be droopy. I was preparing for the kendo tournament that will take place in July. However, I was forced to suspend my training due to my Spirea infection. Suspend, yeah. This is awful. If I'm in a dream, I hope I wake up soon. What are you blabbing about? Nothing. I thought I was saying that in my mind, but I apparently said that out loud. I look at my little sister who is sitting next to me. Her name is Manette. According to an otaku friend of mine, she's an ideal little sister who looks like she just jumped out of the 2D world. Is she possibly an hallucination too? She can be loud and stubborn, but she's caring and looks alright. An outsider might not think much of her. However, I know she's going out of her way to be with me. Our parents are busy with work. Huh? You're staring at me. Never mind. I look out the window to get a change of scenery. There are many trees. I watch them pass by until they disappear from view. It's a repetitive, monotonous sight. However, this boring loop is disrupted by something inexplicable. Oh, yee. Outside the window, I see a monstrous rust-colored humanoid in the forest. It has some oddly long fingers and toes. Skinwalkers? The monster glares at me with swirling eyes. I feel its eyes are pulling me into the abyss. Yeah. I can't help but let out a pitiful voice. What? There's a monster in the forest. It's reddish-brown, and it has long limbs. It was probably a hallucination. Oh. I momentarily forgot that I have Spirea. The monsters seen by Spirea infectees differ from person to person, but the most common seems to be a kind of humanoid monster. Really? My sister goes from spooked to annoyed. Eventually, she becomes calm. It's okay. I'm sure you'll recover once you're in the hospital. Right. I agree with her completely. Hey, I can see the hospital now. My sister points ahead as she says this. A durable gate stands before us. The bus stops. Tall fences extend from both sides of the gate, going deep into the forest. What is with this gate and these fences? Does a mental institution really need all that security? I read on the internet that there were some mentally ill patients that escaped. The fortifications are there for safety reasons. There seems to be a rise in Spirea infectees, so they want to make sure that the gate is kept shut. Okay. Sounds like the gate is there to stop patients from escaping. A horrible delusion crosses my mind and my body stiffens. Maybe my Spirea gave me that delusion. So I'm going to be examined in there? Of course, you'll be kept in the hospital's care for several months. I made sure to check that the hospital isn't sketchy. She's like my mother. I can't stay in that hospital for months on end. I'll get my illness cured soon so I can say goodbye to this place ASAP. Hopefully. Someone must have called ahead. A person who looks like a staff member opens the gate. Once the bus passes the gate, the hospital is shown in its entirety. It's a wonderful, clean hospital. Any fears I had before passing the gate are dispelled right away. It looks like a nice place. Yeah. When I get off the bus, a soft May breeze blows past me. The scent of the deep green trees surrounding the hospital reaches my nostrils, calming my buzzing mind. Upon entering the hospital, I noticed that it looks like a typical modern hospital. It's not something you'd expect to find in the mountains. Surprisingly, a lot of patients look young. I heard that there are lots of elderly patients with dementia in places like this, though what I'm seeing could be due to the spread of Spirea. I head to the reception desk with my sister, and I introduce myself as Genzaki. After that, the receptionist says that the director will meet us, and asks us to take a seat in the meantime. Why would the director come over to meet us? I think about that, but I don't ask it out loud. We then sit on some chairs and wait patiently for the director to arrive. There are only a few people, so it's a quiet and peaceful place. Vibrant nature can be seen outside the window. However, I then hear a scratchy and unpleasant voice, clashing greatly with the calm hospital setting. Come on, do you really think that your screwed up head is going to get better in this good-for-nothing hospital? A strange skull-shaped creature suddenly appears in the air. However, I'm not surprised by the sight. I'm already fully acquainted with this guy. Ah, what's the matter? Are you ignoring me? If you do that, I might just burst into tears. Oh no, I don't think I'll be able to stop crying. Yeah, He has an appearance of an unnatural voice that cannot be found in this world. In reality, he is a delusion created by me. I suppose you could say that he's my personification of the Spirea virus. His appearance is probably based on the villain Guerni from the squad series Sekengers. He represents fear and discomfort for me. But for whatever reason, he has a comical personality. You'll be stuck with it for the rest of your life, you know? There's no escaping it. Now give in to your master, so we can commit all sorts of horrible atrocities together. I pushed Guerni away with my right hand while keeping a straight face. Guerni then disappears like mist. The best way to test if something is a Spirea of hallucination is to actually touch them. Oh. There's an exception where hallucination is an overlay for something that actually exists. However, aside from that case, it should be possible to penetrate a hallucination by just touching it. I look at who's next to me. My sister's looking at the vibrant nature outside. I still remember what my friend said. Your sister's like someone from a 2D world. Without really thinking about it, I try to poke my sister's cheek. However, my sister immediately notices my approach. Huh? Don't try to pull a prank, okay? Uh-oh. My sister's gaze pierces through me, and I quickly withdraw my hand. As I think about why she thought that I wanted to prank her, a figure suddenly appears in front of me. When I look up, there's a woman in a white coat with a gas mask and a gun? There's no need to touch this one. She's obviously a hallucination. However, I don't understand why a hallucination would look like this. I'm Henry, the hospital's director. You must be the new Spirea patient. Interacting with hallucinations is pointless, so I decided to just ignore them. like I do with Granny. Ah, you've got some nerve to ignore me. I am the law here. If you treat me like a fool, I'll make sure you're treated accordingly. The hallucination points her gun at me. When I look at my sister, I see that she's looking at the director with a panicked look on her face. Maybe the director isn't the hallucination. I'm sorry, I'm Louis Genzaki. I have recently been admitted to a hospital. I quickly stand up and introduce myself. Okay, the person claiming to be the hospital director appears to be satisfied by that and lowers her gun. My sister appears to be relieved. Apparently, I wasn't hallucinating after all. The director actually is in front of me. She probably just looks weird. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a way to explain how there's a director with a gas mask and a gun standing there. Yeah, no other people reacted like, oh my god, that's a person with a suspicious person with a gun. Louis Gonzaga, welcome to the Paranoia Zanatorium, welcome. The director shouts that, and then spreads her arms out wide as if to show that she's the ruler of this place. How much of this is a hallucination? Are her words and actions being distorted? She appears to be a young woman. She's supposed to be the hospital director, so could she actually be an old man? I don't get it. I can't tell what's true or false. Sanatoriums were originally built in inconspicuous places for treating TB patients. Kamikawa Sanatorium is a hospital built for the same purpose. Its history goes back by a century. Renovations and rebuilding are naturally keeping the facility up to date. The director rambles on and on about the history of the hospital. Maybe it's because I'm hallucinating and confused, but I couldn't understand about 90% of what she said. 10 minutes later. Okay, anyway, make sure you talk to someone in charge about the hospital equipment and the rules. Is she just delegating all that important stuff to someone else? Alright. When the director is done with her lecture, she turns on her heels and dashes away. She's certainly an unusual director. Sounds like the director is unusual even when there are no hallucinations. Yeah. I don't want to worry her too much, so I keep my strange hallucinations to myself. I just reply with whatever. After that, I am led to my hospital room by a nurse. After a little walk, I enter another building. This building is mainly intended for Spirea patients. I can hear a patient making a strange sound. I can feel the difference in atmosphere here. It's spooky. I then take the stairs to the second floor and arrive at what will be my hospital room. Please use the bed in the back, over to the right. I am brought to a 4-person room. 3 patients are already here. The boy scribbles something furiously inside a notebook with a red crayon. I don't want the monsters are attacking. Someone help. A frightened woman crouches in the shadows beside a curtain. An older man with empty eyes can be seen drooling. Everyone would view this as ridiculous. However, I am allegedly supposed to be one of these people. The thought of that sounds crazy to me. My bed is in a good spot, close to a window. From there I can see the well-maintained yellow-green lawn, as well as the pond and forest further out. Nurse then leaves after explaining the hospital equipment and the rules. Big brother, you need to rest if you're going to heal. Yeah. Ever since I contracted Spirea, I have avoided using smartphones so that I could clear my mind. I've gotten used to living without the internet recently. I've been able to kill time by reading books too. I'll come visit you every now and then, so if there's anything you need, let me know. Thanks. I mean that. See you later. Feeling that I'll be left with people I don't know, I give a heartfelt goodbye to my sister. When my sister leaves, I take out the novel I've been reading and continue reading it. However, I eventually get tired of doing that, so I go take a stroll around the hospital. As I walk around, I see a familiar young woman talking to a nurse by a rest area. I feel like I've seen her somewhere. You mean the director with the gun? But I can't remember where. Is she done talking? The woman starts walking somewhere, so I follow her. For whatever reason, I feel I shouldn't leave her be. If I don't remember her, I'm sure I'll regret it. I don't know why, but that thought fills my mind. I climb up several flights of stairs and eventually I find myself on the 7th floor. The woman climbs some stairs that lead further up from an empty, dimly lit hallway. I consider following her up. I don't see anyone else around. There's a door with a "No Trespassing" sign on it. The woman must have climbed these stairs and then went out onto the roof. When I twist the doorknob, I find that it is unlocked. I can open the door normally. I hesitate a bit when I step out onto the rooftop. The strong winds make me lose my balance a little. The rooftop is so well maintained and beautiful. I can't imagine anyone would think that it's off limits. I look around for the woman. Found her. But she isn't in a place people would typically be. She's on the other side of the rooftop's fence. Uh-oh. No, stop! Those words come out of my mouth right away. The woman turns around and looks at me. Light hair and skin. I recognize her from somewhere. After a moment of silence, the woman speaks. It's been a while, Lewis-kun. I'm surprised when she calls me by my name. However, her voice brings back my memories of her, buried deep within my mind. Are you Lisa? I remember. She's a childhood friend of mine, what a coincidence, who lived in my neighborhood, what a coincidence. Her name is Lisa Tensho. I hung out with her a lot way back when, but she moved away when I was in 6th grade. She's also my first crush. It's a huge coincidence that we would meet up in a place like this. It has been nearly 8 years since then, but she still managed to recognize me right away. Why did you say anything if you do recognize me? But now is not the time to feel impressed by her memory and observation skills. What are you doing? Are you planning to jump off of there? I am. You don't want me to? Hey, come on, suicide is bad. You have to think about this. When Lisa hears this, she places a finger on her chin and appears to think about what I said. Then do something funny that will make me laugh. What? What did she say? I don't get it. If you do, I won't die. Why would doing something funny stop someone from killing herself? That doesn't make any sense. But if I don't do it, Lisa will die. I don't bother thinking about the why and hurrying my brain thinking of something I can do. An impersonation, a funny face, stand-up comedy. Honestly, I don't know if any of that will work. But at that moment, something flashes through my mind. Marugen Seiji? Is he singing something? I say that while raising up my hands and wriggling my body. Then after a little silence, I remember that. She laughed. There was a commercial for fish sausage that would always be interspersed within Seikenger's episodes. When we were in elementary school, that phrase became very popular between us. He would say it every now and then. Thinking about it now, it's a mystery as to why we liked it so much at the time. That was funny. I won't kill myself for now. She gave up on that real quick. This is good. I am relieved and thankful that my dull brain gave me that flash of inspiration. Liza climbs the fence with surprising dexterity and lands nearby. Then she starts to approach me. Her clear hair and skin are visible up close. Lewis-kun, you've surely grown taller. She measures my height with her right hand. It's cute, though I can't help but avert my gaze a bit. And then I quickly turn to face her. So why did you want to die if I didn't do that? I question her, feeling a little angry. It's nothing special, really. The world is about to end, you know. The hospital is boring, so if the world is doomed anyway, why not die, right? The world is about to end? Yeah, or rather, the human world will. The animals will be okay, I think. The humans have done whatever they please, which resulted in God's wrath. Nothing can be really done about it now. What is she talking about? Her behavior makes me think she's getting more crazy person radio waves. That's a reference to Denpa games. Denpa games always involve some kind of radio waves that make a person go crazy. Not necessarily radio waves, but something that will make them go crazy. That's fun. I wish I could play Jisatsu 101 or How to Die in 100 Ways or something like that. But goddamn, I can't make it work. I don't know why it doesn't work. I follow all the instructions, but it doesn't fucking work. It's what a shame. But thinking back, Liza isn't all that different from how she used to be. Religions, spirits, magic, cryptids, urban legends. She was always addicted to various occultist lore. It seems her personality has only decayed further since then. And even death might not be the end. There could be another phase, and another, and another. No one can prove that death is the absolute end. I'm about to say that death is subject to human interpretation, but I hold myself back before I can do so. Hey Liza, what illness were you admitted to the hospital for? I think it's due to something called spirea. I don't really know. As I thought. I hear that this building is intended to treat spirea sufferers, so it's reasonable deduction to make. And when Liza, already an eccentric person, becomes infected with spirea, it's a foregone conclusion that she would get so delusional that she would consider suicide. I know I shouldn't say this, but your belief that the world is ending is just a delusion. Spirea is a disease that makes the brain behave abnormally, causing delusions to become more serious. I don't know much about that disease. If you think it's a delusion, that's okay. I'll believe what I want. But you can't waste your life over something like that. Your parents will be sad. Liza puts her hand on her chin and thinks for a while. You may have a point there. The world may be coming to an end, but I'm not so heartless that I don't care about making the people I care about sad. Liza came to agree with that very easily. Luskin, you should entertain me for the rest of the day. If you do that, I won't die. What's this about? What a huge responsibility. I let out a small sigh. However, despite my irritation, I feel somewhat relieved that Liza is still who she was before. Thinking about it now, I suppose Liza has always wanted to have fun. She tries to perform magic, searches for ghosts and cryptids, and prays to God. She feels the joy of the unknown, which isn't a clear-cut thing, and wants to keep pursuing it. And I am attracted to how she lives in her own world. I get it. While you're hospitalized here, I'll try to keep you as happy as possible. Just please don't die. When she's cured, I'm sure she'll change her mind and realize how stupid she was. I just need to keep her from getting bored until then. And I could keep myself from getting bored too. Liza shows me a pleasant smile. Liza's smile is really cute. I think back to the time I had a crush on her, causing me to feel embarrassed. I lower my eyes a little. After that, Liza and I head indoors. I walk down the stairs with her, keeping with her pace. While walking, a familiar yet unwelcome voice echoes in my ears. Yeah, do you have a crush on this woman again? You must have a thing for crazy women. Well, you're crazy too, so I'm sure you two will make a great couple. Yeah, Hello, Granny. I just ignore him and talk to Liza instead. My room is on the second floor of the building. Where's yours? Mine is on the first floor. It's just downstairs. Wow, are you really planning to sneak over there like a creep in the night? Disgusting filth. I can't control my irritation. I throw a punch even though there probably isn't anything there. My fist cuts through the air, of course, and the stupid thing disappears. However, even though he's annoying, his words were created by my own brain. What I did feels a bit empty. It's like I'm punching myself in the face. What was that about? Just some annoying bug. We returned to the rest area on the second floor where I first saw Liza. Maybe it was due to the shock of meeting my crush again, but I suddenly have the urge to go pee. I have to go to the bathroom. Please sit down and wait for me here. Okay. Well, once I finish my business in the bathroom, I straighten up my appearance using the mirror. Entertain Liza. How can I keep her happy? I look at my face as thoughts run through my mind, while feeling a bit regretful that I agreed to her request so readily. At that moment, I remembered the novel I put down halfway through earlier. Its intro is typical to horror stories. The protagonist sneaks into a room in the middle of the night after hearing a rumor about a ghost that lives there. You know what? I should invent a rumor that there's a ghost haunting this hospital. Then I can invite Liza to a test of courage. Liza enjoys the occult, so I'm sure she'll love it. Ghost stories don't have to be true either. Yeah, that works. Feeling that I've got a good idea, I return to Liza right away. Welcome back. Yep. Hey Liza, would you like to take a test of courage tonight? I heard a nurse talking about something earlier. Apparently there's a rumor that a long-haired ghost girl is in the forest behind the hospital. Wanna check it out? Liza stares at my face as if judging me. Will she find out it's a lie? She might think it's awfully convenient to hear about a rumor now of all times. However, her response is surprisingly positive. Sure, that sounds fun. She might know it's a lie, but it looks like she wants to take up my offer anyway. Liza's always been the sort of person who doesn't really care about how true something is. She seems to always be satisfied, even if she goes out to explore the unknown and returns empty-handed. I get happy when I see her like that. See you tonight. Yep. We decide on when and where to meet in the evening and split up. In the evening, dinner is brought to me. The food is simple and bland. This is my first time eating hospital food, but is it really supposed to be this bland? I haven't had much of an appetite since I contracted spirea, so I'm just wishing for the food made by my mother. After dinner, the doctor makes his rounds, takes my temperature, and performs a minor examination. And then what? After that, night arrives and the lights are turned off. Just before 1 a.m., I sneak out of the hospital room with a battery-powered lamp, the lamp I brought from my evening reading. When I go to the meeting place, I see Liza waiting for me. Is she looking forward to this? It'd be great if she is. Let's get going. Okay. I chose the forest as the location for the test of courage so that Liza and I can avoid the patrols. Maybe it's due to the lack of city lights, but the starry sky looks a lot more dazzling than usual. As we approach the forest, Guerni appears above me once again. Are you planning to go into the forest so you can do naughty with her? Do it, Lois. A guy your age is a little more than a sex-obsessed monkey, so anyone could see this coming. Yeah, ha, ha. Granny's really getting on my nerves. I might be mad at Granny, but I'm also mad at myself for having such thoughts. I watched Granny with a hard stare. As expected, Granny seems to have reconsidered his course of action and has disappeared into smoke. I look at Liza, who is walking next to me. No, she's not. She's walking in front of me. Her body is illuminated by the moonlight. I can somewhat see it through the hospital gown. However, I shake my head to get rid of such thoughts. Granny brought some weird things to light that I'd rather not think about. Hey, Lewisgood, why is a ghost haunting a place like this? My heart skips a beat when I hear her question. A long time ago, a mentally unwell girl was sent to this hospital to be treated, but apparently she was so distressed that she hanged herself in the forest. I just said whatever came out from the top of my head. If I kill myself here, I might also turn to a ghost and become friends with that girl. That's not funny. You know, maybe I am a ghost. What are you talking about? I thought of the ghost girl idea myself, so there's no way that's true. Wanna try holding this to be sure? She suddenly holds out her hand. Nah, I'm good. Oh, god damn it, dude, you stupid idiot. I get cold feet and turn away. Eventually, we find ourselves deep in the forest. We can't see the hospital anymore. I then hear the vegetation shaking. My body stiffens in response. I know that ghosts aren't real, but that can't stop my fear. I'm a Spirea patient, so I might be able to see things other people can't. Even though I know something doesn't exist, seeing it can still be scary. After walking for a while, we come across the fence. This fence must surround the whole hospital. I don't need to worry about getting lost by wandering too far, so I can feel safe in that respect. We decide to walk along the fence for a while. Nothing's really happening. Yeah, nothing is happening, of course. However, Liza doesn't look bored. In fact, she seems to be having fun. I feel a little tired, so let's take a break. Okay. Liza sits down with her back against the fence. I too sit down with my back against the tree across from her. Hey, Lewisgood, I have a question for you. What's that? If you had a device that would allow you to erase any bad memories you have, would you use it? She asks a question that comes out of nowhere. Though to be fair, Liza's always liked asking hypotheticals like this. It's like nothing has changed since then. Think hard on my answer. Let's see, save here. Use it. Sure, why not? I would probably use it, but in reality, I'd rather not use it because mistakes make you a reminder. Mistakes that you've done gives you a reminder that, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this next time. You know, keep the good with the bad, learn from it, etc., etc. I'm not good at words. Would probably use it. Why? It would be annoying to remember my old mistakes and feel bad about them. Though on the other hand, I would probably keep the ones I learned from. Failure can teach a lot. Alright. What about you, Liza? I would use it too. I want to experience what it's like to be an amnesiac at least once. Liza says something eccentric again, though I don't know how serious she is about it. What happened? At that moment, I hear a groaning nearby. When I look approximately 2 meters above Liza's head, I see. Oh shit, there's a monster staring at me through the fence. Ah! What? Behind you, there's a monster. I pointed the monster's face. Liza turns around immediately, but her face remains calm. Looking closer, I notice that there's just a dead tree. Apparently, that was just a hallucination. It must have been caused by the Paranoia virus. Sorry, looks like it was nothing. Liza suddenly starts laughing. You look like you actually believed it. Was the monster an optical illusion? Either way, that was great. Was my reaction really that funny? Liza finds my reaction to be really funny and can't stop laughing. I didn't really expect this to happen, but it looks like she's enjoying this regardless. Should I be grateful to my Superior for this? I don't know how I should feel. You know, that monster looks similar to the one I saw on the trip to the hospital. I wonder if that's actually a thing. I guess my brain seems to easily confuse trees for that kind of monster. Hey, who's out there? I noticed a flashlight shining and someone yelling from the direction of the hospital. This isn't good, there's someone. We quickly turn off our lamp and hide in the nearby grass. What am I going to do? I can hear the sound of Liza's breathing nearby. Looks like Liza is worried about this. Makes sense. The light comes closer and closer. What should we do? Liza whispers that to me. Someone is over there. I don't think we can sneak away. After thinking about it for a while, I make up my mind. Liza, stay here. Don't come out. Upon saying that, I jump out in front of whoever's holding the flashlight. I'm sorry I got lost while walking alone at night. The person holding the flashlight is... Oh, the director with a gas mask. Oh, so she's not the person. I thought because she had white hair and stuff. I think I've just been discovered by the worst possible person. It's prohibited to go outside after lights out. Yeah, I have never been hospitalized before, and I didn't really know. The director seems to be in deep thought for a while. It was your first day, so I'll forgive you this time. This is your first and only warning. Next time I try something like this, a harsh punishment will be waiting for you. Sir, yes, sir. I straighten my back and do a salute. I was influenced by the director's military appearance and tone, and wound up playing along. To be honest, I don't know how much of the director can be attributed to visual and auditory hallucinations. The director takes me back to the hospital. When I look behind me on the way back, I see Liza watching me from the grass with worried eyes. I'm glad that Liza wasn't punished. And hey, I got to see Liza be stumped today. I'd say that made the trip worth it. When I return to my hospital room, I get into bed. Did Liza get back to her hospital room safely like I did? And did she enjoy the test of courage? I'm exhausted due to all that happened today. I'm nervous about my new life, but I feel my excitement can tide me over. And that's probably because I was able to reunite with Liza. What should I do next to entertain her? As I think about that, I am engulfed by deep sleep. Awesome. Second day of hospitalization. I have to end it here, fellas, because I have to prepare for work. Well, responsibilities, all that stuff. This stuff doesn't pay, and it's just a fun little thingy. A fun little hobby to have. So this is Paranoia Zanatorium. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.